on COVID. Correspondent Cammie McCormick reports.
Among the plans, the Biden administration is again making free COVID tests available. You can order those, it says, through covidtest.gov starting today. Personnel and equipment are being put on standby should hospitals become overwhelmed in the weeks and months ahead. That includes surge teams and ventilators. The number of Americans getting their shots has dropped significantly, even as COVID cases increased after Thanksgiving. And the numbers are expected to go higher over the upcoming holidays as more Americans gather together and spend time indoors.
Southern states are battered and bruised after dozens of tornadoes whipped through. This man is in New Orleans.
We just saw spitting clouds going in opposite directions and debris flying everywhere, and we just ran from it because we didn't want to be there. Terrifying, honestly.
An EF3 twister is blamed for 3 deaths to the north in Farmerville, Louisiana. New details about the attack on House Speaker Pelosi's husband at a court hearing in San Francisco. Reporter Matt Bigler is with our affiliate, KCBS Radio.
Prosecutors played video from a police body camera worn by an officer who responded to the Pelosi home. It showed a suspect striking Paul Pelosi's head with a hammer. They also played a recording in which David DePape allegedly admitted to police that his ultimate goal was to kidnap House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
Police revealed DePape had a target list that included Governor Newsom and Tom Hanks. Independence, Missouri will become the largest school district in the state to switch to a 4-day week with Mondays off. Childcare will be offered at a price. Elon Musk is cracking down on Twitter users who share too much information, including his. CBS's Linda Kenyon has more.
Twitter had suspended an account that used publicly available data to track Elon Musk's private jet. Hours later, the owner of Twitter brought back the account, but imposed new conditions on all of Twitter's users, saying no more sharing of anyone's current location. Then the account was suspended again. Musk tweeted saying that a crazy stalker had attacked a car in Los Angeles carrying his young son.
A 6-time Grand Slam tennis champ is out of jail and moving on.
And Boris Becker wins his first United States Open championship.
British media reporting Becker has been freed from prison in the UK 8 months after he was sentenced for hiding more than $3 million in assets after declaring bankruptcy. Next step, deportation to his native Germany. This is CBS News.
Dell Technologies' Days of Deals start now with specials on select business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Call 877-ASK-DELL.
Dell Technologies' Days of Deals for Business start now with fresh, limited quantity deals on tech to drive productivity. Save on select performance laptops and desktops powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, plus free shipping on everything, and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
The Spirit of the Cowboy special.
Spirit comes from the soul. It's not something that happens to you. It's something that happens in you.
You take pride in yourself. You take pride in your brand.
It's hard work. It's perseverance. It's dedication. And it's preserving what's old and keeping it new.
The Spirit of the Cowboy is the last wild, free thing left.
Boot Barn, share the West.
The World Cup final is all set, and they're celebrating already in France.
There were celebrations in the streets across France as Les Bleus secured a place in the World Cup final. France beat Morocco 2-0 in the semi-final and will face Argentina Sunday. French fans were ecstatic at the thought of a possible third World Cup victory. Moroccan fans were sanguine, preferring to celebrate that theirs was the first team from Africa to reach the World Cup semi-finals. Elaine Cobb, CBS News, Paris.
The ex-royals are back with more on Netflix.
I wasn't being thrown to the wolves, I was being fed to the wolves.
The final episodes 4, 5, and 6 of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's docuseries released this morning. Claims made, the palace supplied negative stories to the media to spare other members of the royal family, and Markle suffered a miscarriage as a direct result of press intrusion into their lives. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible end-of-the-year sale prices from General Steel. That's right, start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 888-74-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money. Call 888-74-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 888-74-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building at end of the year savings. Call 888-74-STEEL. That's 888-747-8335. 888-74-STEEL.
Injuries and illnesses that require immediate attention can happen anytime, any day of the week. That's why TJ Urgent Care is open daily, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Their team of doctors and nurse practitioners are highly trained in caring for your family's urgent health care needs. With on-site lab, radiology, and pharmacy, TJ Urgent Care provides the ultimate convenience. No appointment is needed, and TJ Urgent Care is open 7 days a week. TJ Urgent Care, located at the TJ Health Pavilion in Glasgow. TJ Urgent Care, total local care.
This holiday at Metro by T-Mobile, get a free 5G tablet for the whole family. Wait, is that Luis Fonsi?
Imagine even more savings and more video calling, more sharing every memory. So happy together.
Enjoy a free 5G tablet after rebate with unlimited HD when you add a tablet line for only $30. Only at Metro. If congested, customers using greater than 35 gigabytes per month may notice reduced speeds plus tax via rebate on virtual prepaid MasterCard after third monthly payment. See store for details.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
I'm busy writing down birthdays already this morning. My goodness, good to hear everybody talking and doing good today here on WCLU Good Morning Live. We are at 6:07 and a damp 46 degrees out there as we get our start. We'll be talking more about the weather forecast here just in a momento here on WCLU. Let me get over here to my birthday honorees that we have to celebrate with today, including Grant Bowen, Becky Honeycutt. We'll be sounding the 50 gong for Jennifer Pettigo coming up here just in a little bit. William Browning with a birthday, Bobby Carson, Stan Harlow, Charles Howard. Charles, your friends at TJ Sampson called up to wish you a happy birthday for today. We have Beverly Hammonds, Virgil Fields, David Lee Smith, Matthew Wilkinson, Amy and Zoe are calling up about that one. Brad Bull, hey Brad, is 40 today. My goodness, we're going to sound the 40 gong for Brad Bull here just in a few moments. I think we have some anniversaries on here too. Yes, we have Gerald and Donnie Kidd, Chuck and Debbie Turner. It's the 44th anniversary of the Turners, and the 60th anniversary for Bobby and Jan Gross. Congratulations. 651-9149, 800-956-1023, online here from WCLUradio.com. Now let's get over here and talk about the weather forecast for today. First of all, first things first, we have a temperature reading of 46 degrees, mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming sunny for the day today. As we look at the forecast for tonight, a chance of sprinkles and a low down to 31 degrees. Then on Friday, a chance of sprinkles early, mostly sunny, high 42. It's going to be a windy day tomorrow, winds gusting up to 24 miles an hour. Friday night, partly cloudy, a low of 26. Saturday, a sunny day and a high of Well, actually, it's a high of 38 degrees. That 26 was throwing me off there. I said, "Boy, I'm not ready for 26." But nonetheless, that's where it is. Saturday, mostly sunny and a high up to 38 degrees. Barometers at 29.72, 96% humidity. South winds at 8 miles an hour. In the rain gauge, we had one of the highest numbers of rain gauge readings from overnight. And yesterday, we had an inch and 4/100ths. Now, a lot of folks around us were only about to 8/10ths rain, but we're all the way up at 1.04 in the last 24 hours. And as I said, we're at 46 degrees from WCLU 610, the 15th day of December. We are rolling forward.
Have you heard about the new online home for the Glasgow EPB? Well, it isn't just a new-looking website. It's a whole new way to manage your Glasgow EPB services. At the all-new GlasgowEPB.com, you can take care of paying your bill online like always, but you can also request or transfer your Glasgow EPB services, access customer support guides, easily sign up for GEPB alerts, and learn about all available products and programs. So check it out today, GlasgowEPB.com.
Some things can wait. Chores, mowing the lawn. Hey, that laundry's not going anywhere. But if you're 50 or older or live with diabetes or heart disease, untreated COVID could be deadly. And if you don't get treatment within days, you might not be able to. So, got COVID symptoms? Talk to a doctor and get treatment right away, because it just can't wait. We can do this. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Well, we're saying a good morning to you on this Thursday, December 15th. It's 46 degrees here in Glasgow, 6:11, and welcome into the 6 o'clock morning edition. Brendan Crane here in the seat with you this morning. As always, it's a privilege to be with you. Several things to talk about today, and just touching on that weather forecast very briefly, once again, a little bit overcast out there, but we are seeing a little bit of blue sky coming up there with the horizon as the sun's moving up, and that's good news because today we are going to see no rain in that forecast, just mostly cloudy skies and a high of 48 degrees. By this evening, partly cloudy, and then get this, Friday, the sun coming back through completely. So we're excited about it. We'll touch base on that forecast a little later on, more in depth. In news this hour, the Metcalfe County Board of Education recently met in regular session. With that wrap, it's Superintendent Josh Hurt.
The Metcalfe County Board of Education met in regular session last night, Tuesday, December the 13th at 6 o'clock. 3 December retirees were honored: Cheryl Perkins, Hope Scholler, and Brenda Moss. The board gave gifts and spoke about the dedication and work that those three have given throughout their time at Metcalfe County Schools. In action items, the board approved the upcoming dates for board meetings for January 2023 through June of 2023. The next meeting of the Metcalfe County Board of Education will be Monday, January the 9th at 6 o'clock.
All right, thank you for that update, Mr. Hurt. Again, lots of information from our local school systems. We're trying to compile that here for you at various parts of the week, and that Metcalfe County Board of Education update is greatly appreciated. Kentucky State Police say they're investigating a fatal crash that happened in LaRue County. This happened a few days ago, December 12th, actually. That was Monday. And they say around 4:58 in the evening, KSP received a call after the LaRue County Dispatch requested assistance in investigating a two-vehicle fatal crash that happened near the intersection of Greensburg Road and Malcolm Drive. Now, a preliminary investigation revealed that a 1995 Ford Escort was being driven by Charles Perkins of Buffalo. It was traveling northbound along Greensburg Road, and he apparently attempted to pass several vehicles in the southbound lanes. Now, a 2022 Hyundai Tucson, being operated by 31-year-old Brittany Shelton, right off of Malcolm Drive onto Greensburg Road, and police say she entered into the path of Perkins' Escort, causing a head-on collision. Perkins was pronounced dead at the scene by the LaRue County Coroner's Office, and Shelton was later treated at the scene by the LaRue County EMS for minor injuries. Now, we do have a note here from state police that came through yesterday afternoon, and they say that through the course of this reconstruction investigation, they determined that Shelton did not pull out of Malcolm Drive, but had rather been traveling southbound along Greensburg Road, which led up to that collision. It was also discovered that Perkins had been passing multiple cars in a non-passing zone. Well, there's some big news here for the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. They are going to be doing some work in Bowling Green, so if you're in that area, listen up closely. A utility project by the Bowling Green Municipal Utilities, it's going to temporarily close a section of the US 31W bypass in Bowling Green starting today. The northbound lanes of the US 31W bypass, they'll be closed between US 231 at Broadway Avenue and East 11th Avenue, and that's going to begin at 9 p.m. today. That's 9 this evening, and they'll carry that out through midday Friday. The southbound lanes there, they will remain open, and motorists traveling northbound should seek an alternate route. And we do want to go ahead and let you know tomorrow around 7:15 or 7:20ish or so, you can catch here on WCLU an update from the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet about some pending projects and things they're looking ahead toward in 2023. We're expecting some folks from the Transportation Cabinet office in Bowling Green to be here with us for an on-air interview live, and so we'll be answering some questions that potentially the community has. And if you have something in mind that you would like asked, give us a call today, and we'll be sure to take that into consideration before we do that interview. A new survey shows many young people are worried about losing access to birth control. Danielle Smith reports on the matter.
The nonprofit Power to Decide survey finds about 7 in 10 young adults think the U.S. Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade, which protected the right to an abortion, will also limit access to birth control. Federal lawmakers have stepped in with the Right to Contraception Act, which passed in the U.S. House but stalled in the Senate. Tara Mancini with the group Power to Decide says the fate of the bill rests in part with people demanding some action on it.
If they're interested, they could also ask their senators to bring this to the floor and pass this bill, which I'm sure the president will sign if it comes to his desk.
In 2018, Tennessee approved the Comprehensive Contraception Act to provide insurance coverage for birth control drugs, devices, and products approved by the FDA. Mancini adds more funding for the Title X program could help so more clinics can offer family planning and STI testing services.
All right, thank you, Danielle, for that report. And lastly today, we do want to let you know yesterday was that special called meeting of the Glasgow City Council where they were meeting in a special session after their regular session on Monday. They were going to table, or rather they did table, that discussion on the sale of a piece of property here along West Main Street in Glasgow to the Barron County Public Properties Corporation until they could get some more clarification on that piece of property. Apparently, after a survey was conducted, there was a little bit more land included in the post-survey documentation than the council had in mind originally when they were going to sell that land, and they had that aired out yesterday at the city council meeting, and they did go through with the sale of that land. 6:18, it's 46 degrees, Thursday, December 15th. We'll be right back.
Most people will hesitate before planning a funeral in advance.
The funeral? We'll arrange that when the time comes.
But there's a lot to be said for advance planning. For one thing, you have the peace of mind of knowing that your arrangements have all been made. You can consider the options when your mind is clear, and you'll have the relief of knowing that your loved one will be well cared for. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
There's a lot of lookers at Hurt Auto Sales in Glasgow because there's a whole lot to look at in selection and in wonderful vehicles that you'd like to own. Bobby Lee Hurt's going to tell us the latest arrival.
That's right, Henry. We just got a 2016 Kia Soul. Small SUV, get it probably around 35 miles per gallon, price for $15,900. 2000 Jeep Cherokee, small SUV, 4-wheel drive, priced at $16,900. Got an 08 GMC Yukon, 2-wheel drive, lots of room, only $10,900. A 2013 BMW 328i, hardtop convertible, black with black leather, only $16,900.
All four of those, you're talking about lots of car, but not a lot of money. My goodness, how do you do it?
That's right. We have some really good prices, Henry, and some excellent cars.
Come and see. Test drive them all. They want you to do that here at Hurt Auto Sales, located at 621 West Main in Glasgow. Lots to see, lots to look at, lots to talk about, and the motto which keeps people coming back.
No pain when you trade with Hurt.
Welcome back to WCLU Local News. Today, it's Thursday, December 15th, the year 2022. If you need a reminder, we are coming down to a close in this month with about 16 days left before the new year, the turn of the new year, of course, being 2023. Today, mostly cloudy skies, gradually becoming sunny, a high of 48 degrees. By this evening, a low of 30 with partly cloudy skies. Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 44. Saturday, chance of sprinkles coming into the forecast, but hopefully we won't see too much of that. But get this, just because it's here, we'll let you know it's going to be mixing with flurries after 5 p.m. Yeah, flurries. Snow is possible, and we're looking ahead toward next week. A really fairly cold week next week is in store for us. In fact, highs not really topping 43 degrees, and potentially maybe seeing some snow on the 23rd. Some folks are looking ahead toward that. I guess we'll have to wait and see. In more news this hour, Republican State Senator Damon Thayer says efforts to loosen Kentucky's near-total abortion ban would be a difficult sell in the Senate. Thayer said Wednesday it would be hard to win Senate support for further exceptions to the ban. Thayer serves as Senate Majority Floor Leader. Meanwhile, State Representative Jason Nemes says that the next push to fully legalize medical marijuana should start in the Senate, which is where previous measures died after passing the House. Nemes is joining the House GOP leadership team, and they offered a preview of the 2023 legislative session Wednesday in an event organized by the Louisville Forum. U.S. Representative John Yarmuth has given his farewell speech in the House as the Kentuckian approaches the conclusion of a 16-year career. The Louisville Democrat has served as chairman of the House Budget Committee. In his speech Wednesday, Yarmuth described what he will and will not miss from his time on Capitol Hill. Yarmuth says he'll miss many of his colleagues, some of whom he counts among his best friends. Yarmuth says he won't miss the emphasis on raising money. Yarmuth announced last year that he would not seek another term. Democratic State Senator Morgan McGarvey was elected to succeed him. And out of Tennessee, a Tennessee man who has served 25 years of a 162-year prison term for theft and forgery will be released from prison after a judge and a district attorney found the sentence excessive. The Shelby County District Attorney's Office says Courtney Anderson was convicted and then sentenced by a judge in 2000 to the long prison term after Anderson was found to be a repeat offender. The judge required the sentences to be served one after the other. Anderson filed a motion in April claiming the sentence was excessive. A separate judge and the DA's office, they agreed. Anderson's sentence was reduced to 15 years on Tuesday. Thursday, December 15th, 46 degrees. Hope you have a great Thursday. Join us back here next hour for more local news, and we'll have more of insight into some things that you want to know about. And stay with us for the rest of the morning. Lots of things to get to right here on WCLU.
This is the Kentucky News Network. A missing West Virginia girl is now safe after being found in Kentucky. An Amber Alert regarding a 6-year-old girl was issued early Wednesday. Investigators saying Shayna Karf had lost custody of her daughter Mila, and the two were missing after a welfare check. Winchester Police Chief James Hall tells WKYT-TV Karf was stopped along I-64, 120 miles from their home.
So we're trying to box her in so that she could slow the vehicle down and get her stopped without having to do any damage to the vehicle or chance of injuring the child.
West Virginia authorities are charging Karf with kidnapping. She is now in the Clark County Detention Center. Police are still looking for a wanted Laurel County woman. 39-year-old Danielle Kelly is wanted on a murder indictment warrant. Officials say Kelly was driving under the influence in September of last year when she hit two other vehicles, killing Tiffany Smith, a passenger in her car. She failed to appear in court after being indicted by a grand jury. A $1,000 reward is being offered for information leading to her arrest. In just a few weeks, the Kentucky 2023 General Assembly will be starting, and there are many questions about priorities for bills to be passed. When it comes to medical marijuana, Senate Majority Leader Damon Thayer says it's not on his list.
I'm never going to be for medical marijuana. I'm not going to vote for it. If we have the votes for it in caucus, I'm not going to stand in its way. I don't know if we have the votes for it or not, but I'm not going to be one of the ones voting for it.
Thayer also tells WOKY-TV he's always been for legalized sports wagering in Kentucky, but he realizes it has a lot of opposition across the state. I'm Sean McCormick.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Dell Technologies' Days of Deals for Business start now with fresh, limited quantity deals on tech to drive productivity. Save on select performance laptops and desktops powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, plus free shipping on everything, and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Call 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. That's 800.
In my family, I'm the planner. From the weekly grocery list to the family vacation, everything, all the details. Though planning for the end was something I left off my list. Then a friend told me about South Central Kentucky Monuments in Glasgow. She said even though it wasn't on her to-do list, seeing them was one of the best planning decisions she'd ever made. South Central Kentucky Monuments showed her the different options they have available, even an image of the finished monument. And since South Central Kentucky Monuments does all the stone carving in-house, it cost much less than she expected. They made the process easy to create the exact memorials she wanted. So my husband and I made a plan to see them. We are so happy with our decision. We encouraged our family and friends to do the same. It'll be the best planning decision you ever make.
Buy direct and save money at South Central Kentucky Monuments at the corner of East Front Street and Columbia Avenue. Family owned in Glasgow since 2010.
It's important to know you can send unique designs at a price you can afford when you send a design created by Jeff's Country Florist. And if you can't seem to find that one-of-a-kind unique gift, then come see us at Jeff's Country Florist. These great designs and gifts are available for local delivery or in-store pickup. Stop by and browse our showroom at 4911 Scottsville Road in Glasgow. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 till 5, Saturdays, 9 till noon. Let's talk. 270-678-3575. There's only one Jeff's Country Florist. WCLU Good Morning Live. It is 6:27. We have 46 degrees. The rain gauge has 1 inch and 4/100 in it from yesterday, and it's kind of a cool start. We'll talk about the forecast in just a moment. In area funeral announcements this hour, Wanda Graham Day, age 76 of Cub Run, died Tuesday at Signature Healthcare of Hart County. She's a Hart County native, born to the late Lester and Barbara Nunn Graham. Wanda was a former employee of the Hart County FSA office. She loved spending time with her family and friends as well as attending church. She was a wonderful mother, mama, and friend. She is survived by her sons, Reverend Terry Day of Munfordville and Jason Day of Cub Run. Grandchildren, Kelsey Highball, Trent Day, Logan Day, Cameron Day, Alyssa Day, and JC Day, along with 7 great-grandchildren. Also a sister-in-law, Joanne Graham, and several nieces and nephews. Funeral services for Wanda Graham Day will be held at 11 o'clock Saturday morning at the Macedonia Baptist Church. Interment to follow in the Macedonia Church Cemetery. Visitation begins at 1 o'clock on Friday afternoon at the Patton Funeral Home's Cave City Chapel. Memorial contributions can be made to the Heart of Autism in Munfordville or to the New Beginnings Therapeutic Riding, Inc. in Bowling Green. Betty Mary Spears McCool of Louisville, formerly of Burkesville, died Tuesday. She was 90 years of age, born in Burkesville in 1932, the daughter of Emmett and Ethel Spears. She was a Christian woman of the Baptist faith, a graduate of the Martha Norris High School in Marrowbone, and was a line worker and inspector for the Philip Morris Tobacco Company. She is survived by her children, Gary McCool of Mount Washington, Debbie Matthews of Nashville, a grandchild, Jeremy V. McCool, and great-grandchildren Mary Elizabeth Esposito, Grace McCool, Lydia McCool, Harper McCool, along with several other family members and friends. Funeral services for Betty Mary Spears McCool will be today at 3 p.m. at the Norris New Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Burkesville Cemetery. Visitation begins after 11 o'clock this morning. Mr. James Keith Jimmy Bryant, 82, of Burkesville, died Wednesday at his residence in the Dutch Creek community of Cumberland County. He was born in 1940, the son of Elmer and Bernie Walker Bryant, and was a Christian man of the Methodist faith and a member of the Dutch Creek United Methodist Church. He was a machinist for Tyson Bearing Company, and he loved NASCAR racing. He is survived by his wife, Linda Lou Bryant, his children, Stephanie Young, Tim Bryant, Todd Bryant, all of Burkesville, siblings, Faye Acree of Burkesville, Helen McCoy of Nashville, grandchildren, Bryant Young, Jason Strange, Cody Murphy, Doug Bryant, Elijah Brown, Ross Polston, and 7 great-grandchildren. The funeral service for Jimmy Bryant will be Friday at 1 at Norris New Funeral Home, burial in the Dutch Creek Cemetery in Cumberland County. Visitation begins at 6 p.m. tonight at the funeral home. Delcy Virginia Arnold, age 96, of Springfield, Missouri, died Tuesday. Delcy was known and admired for her amazing handcrafts of paper elevation, pictures, painting on woodcrafts, needlepoint, sewing of all kinds. She and her husband Max were fortunate enough to vacation in 5 of the 7 continents and more than a dozen islands. She was born one of 7 children of Lucy and Arthur Pettigo of Glasgow. She is survived by her daughter, Virginia Hoskins Clark of Springfield, grandson Brian Hoskins and wife Anna, and grandson Greg Hoskins and great-grandson Evan. Graveside services for Delcy Virginia Arnold will be Monday at 1 o'clock alongside her husband at the Pleasant Hill Cemetery in Randolph under the direction of the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Donations can be made to the Phoenix Home Care and Hospice. Reba Jeanette Estes Fish, age 89, of Summershade, died Tuesday at Skyline Medical Center in Nashville. Jeanette worked in factories and was a member of the Oak Hill Church of Christ. Survivors include a granddaughter, Leslie Sparks of Summershade, a great-grandson, John Garrett Hammer of Summershade, one sister, Mary Nell Hurt of Wabash, Indiana, a brother, Jimmy Estes of Indianapolis. Services for Reba Jeanette Fish will be Friday at 1 at McMurtry Funeral Home, burial in the White Cemetery. Visitation begins this afternoon at 3 p.m. Jessie Mae Vincent, age 78, of Clarkson, died Tuesday at Baptist Health Hardin in E-Town. Jessie was a homemaker and attended Oak Grove Missionary Baptist Church. She is survived by 3 sons, Howard Wayne Vincent, A.J. Vincent, and Roscoe Vincent, 7 grandchildren, 8 great-grandchildren, and 1 great-great-grandchild. The service for Jessie Mae Vincent will be at 11 o'clock Saturday at Hardy & Sons Funeral Home in Bowling Green, burial in the Bowling Springs Cemetery. Visitation begins Friday at 1 p.m. David Arlen Riddle, age 60, of Bowling Green, died Tuesday at the Medical Center. He was a self-employed carpenter, and he served in the U.S. Air Force. Survivors include his wife Peggy Riddle, his mother Alice K. Knatzer, 2 grandchildren, Preston and Tristan Bryant, a sister, Sandy Denny, 2 brothers, Gregory Gene Farrell and Shelby Legion Farrell. Memorial service for David Arlen Riddle will be Monday at 1 at Hardy & Sons Bowling Green Chapel. Visitation begins at 11 o'clock Monday morning. The family requests expressions of sympathy be made to the Indiana University Liver Transplant Center. Laverne Jaggers Meredith, age 80, of Park City, died Tuesday at her residence. Laverne was a caregiver and a member of the Baptist faith. She is survived by a daughter, Celia Gale Dorman of Park City, sons Kenneth Newman Meredith of Cub Run and Timothy Patrick Meredith of Park City, grandchildren Jeremiah Jorgensen, Meredith Buckingham, Jacob Dorman, John Matthew Meredith, and Adam Ruth, great-grandchildren Maya, Elijah, Catherine Jorgensen, Lauren and Haley Buckingham, Carly and Colton Johnson, and several step-great-grandchildren, along with a brother, Larry Wayne Jaggers, a sister, Debbie Ann O'Malley, and Linda Meredith. Interment for Laverne Jaggers Meredith will be in the Meredith Thompson Cemetery. The funeral services will be at 2 o'clock Friday afternoon at the Patton Funeral Home's Park City Chapel. Visitation begins at noon on Friday. Oliver Caden Eugene Brown, the 26-day-old infant son of Tasila Davis and Joseph Brown, Oliver, touched many lives and was loved by so many. He will forever be remembered as T.U.F., tough. He was the toughest, bravest little boy. His family will forever cherish the short time that he was with them. Besides his parents, he is survived by maternal grandparents Danny and Nicole Davis, paternal grandfather Byron Hodges, maternal great-grandparents Donald and Carolyn Perkins, paternal great-grandparents Danny and Betty Hodges, aunts Lena Grace Davis and Chloe Hodges, uncles Isaac Brown, Jacob, Colin, and Lucas Hodges, and a special nana, Nelda Oakes. Funeral services for Oliver Caden Eugene Brown will be at 1 o'clock Thursday at the Butler Funeral Home, burial in the Pleasant Hill Cemetery. Visitation begins at 10 o'clock until the funeral hour. Donations can be made in his name to the Amazing Angels nonprofit of Bowling Green or to the Ronald McDonald House of Louisville. Funeral services for Roger Irvin, 75, of New Albany, Indiana, will be held at noon Saturday at the Cedar Cliff Missionary Baptist Church. Burial to follow in the Horse Cave Municipal Cemetery. Visitation is from 3 until 7 on Friday at the Wynn Funeral Home. Visitation continuing Saturday morning at 10 at the church. Contributions can be made in memory of Roger Irvin to the Gideons International or to the Cedars Cliff Missionary Baptist Church in Horse Cave. Funeral services for Barbara Jean Fryer, age 89, of Louisville, will be held at 10 o'clock Friday at the Brooks Funeral Home, with burial to follow in the Center Point Cemetery. Visitation begins this afternoon at 5 p.m. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day free at WCLUradio.com and on the WCLU app. No login is necessary.
For over 25 years, Window World has provided quality products for homeowners around the country. Every window we sell is custom made for optimal energy efficiency and superior durability. Plus, a vinyl finish means they will never need painting. Just like our windows, entry doors from Window World are made to last, featuring a durable composite frame that will never rot. When it comes time to replace your windows or doors, trust Window World. Call 270-780-9600.
Simply the best for less. Window World.
Continuing with area funeral announcements, funeral services for Welby Richardson Gibson, age 95, of Edmonton, will be at 1 o'clock Friday at the Butler Funeral Home, with interment to follow in the Metcalfe County Memorial Gardens. Visitation will be from 3 until 8 today and after 9 on Friday at the funeral home. Funeral services for Sheila Spain Howard Pike, age 55, of Lindsayville, will be held Friday at 2 at the New Home General Baptist Church, interment in the Brownsville Cemetery. Visitation begins at 11 this morning at the Patton Brownsville Chapel. Services for James Douglas Browning, 74, of Glasgow, will be at 1 o'clock Friday at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, burial in the Neals Chapel Cemetery. Visitation begins today at noon. Graveside service for Ricky Lynn Smith, age 57, of Glasgow, will be today at 2 o'clock in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Burial to follow. DAV Chapter 20 providing military honors. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home is in charge. Graveside service for Judy Karen Carney, age 77, of Maryville, Tennessee, will be at 1 today at the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Burial to follow in the cemetery in Glasgow Municipal Cemetery under the direction of the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Service for James Eric Puckett, age 50, of Midlothian, Virginia, will be at 11 o'clock this morning at the Seagull Funeral Home, burial in the Center Point Cemetery, with military honors provided by the U.S. Marine Corps. Visitation after 9 o'clock this morning. Funeral services for Luvetta Basham, age 73, of Bowling Green, will be this morning at 11 at the Hardy & Son Funeral Home, Bowling Green Chapel, burial in the Mount Olivet Cemetery. WCLU News Time is 6:38.
The reasons to treat yourself to a frozen drink from McDonald's go on and on and on. It's more than a drink. It's a McDonald's drink.
These new frozen carbonated beverage flavors like Coke, Fanta Blue Raspberry, or Fanta Wild Cherry just hit all the refreshing spots. Give the small size a try for $1.59. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola and Fanta are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company.
6:39, 45 degrees. Let's turn to local sports. High school basketball tonight. Glasgow's girls and boys travel to Adair County High School with the girls' game beginning at 6 o'clock. Join us for the broadcast with the pregame coverage at 5:50 on WCLU 103.1 and 1490, Willie 94.1 and 102.3, online at WCLUradio.com or on the WCLU app. Those attending the game in Columbia will be able to listen to the game inside of the gym on WCLU Sports Plus at 97.3. And that's a check of local sports.
The impact of highly pathogenic avian influenza. Hello, I'm Kellen Havikin with Ag Headline News on Brownfield. Protein analyst with Rabobank says HPAI could push some poultry prices higher in 2023. Christine McCracken tells Brownfield.
That turkey impact will likely last through the end of the year and even into next holiday season as we think about when a lot of those birds are produced for those holidays, being now.
I'll have more news coming up next on Brownfield.
Hello everyone, this is Joe and Rachel Dotson from Best One Tire in Glasgow.
We wanted to personally thank you for supporting our tire and repair business at 100 Shawn Lane.
Many of our customers come to us for ag and truck tire, but did you know we are capable of serving any size car or pickup?
With over 300 stores behind us, our buying power means we can pass on to you the very best pricing in our area.
We have many tires and tubes in stock, and we can do alignments on just about anything that rolls.
I was raised in Metcalfe County. After being away for a few years, Joe and I brought our family back to the area, and nothing brings us greater pleasure than servicing our neighbors when they are broke down in the field or on the road. We are here for you. We want to help you by taking the stress out of buying your next tires. We will work with any budget, anytime.
Come in and find out why we are the fastest growing tire company in Glasgow. We love this business. We love this town. Pretty soon you will be coming to our new store out on Highway 90 right here in Glasgow.
Best One Tire and Service, creating one raving fan at a time.
High input costs continue to put the squeeze on farmers across the country. Eastern Illinois grower John Yealy says rising interest rates and inflation have caused him to spend less on fertilizer.
I looked up what I spent 2 years ago when I filled that tank in that December, and it cost me, I think it was $18,000 for 2 semi-loads. And now one semi-load's costing you $30,000.
Ongoing demand uncertainties and declining margins are contributing to a decline in ethanol demand. The U.S. Energy Information Administration says production averaged 1,061,000 barrels a day, down 16,000 on the week. The head of the International Dairy Foods Association says including dairy in the next Farm Bill and dietary guidelines is essential. Michael Dyke says the USDA released a proposed rule which reduced milk purchases in the Women, Infants, and Children's program.
Handwriting's on the wall for us. If we're going to keep the programs and keep dairy position as a core part of the diet and is healthy for you, we're going to have to stay focused on health and wellness.
Follow us on Twitter at Brownfield. I'm Kellen Havikin on Brownfield Ag News.
Thank you. Brownfield Ag News today brought to you by Best One Tire. They're the folks to have on your side for sure. It's 642 WCLU. Good morning live, 45 degrees. Without further ado, let's talk about some birthdays here this morning because we have a lot of nice folks to tell you about. In fact, it's the 15th day of December. I got some gongarees to take care of over here. First of all, happy 50th birthday, Big 5-0. For David Lee Smith. Happy birthday, David. We've got a 50 gongaree right here. The Big 5-0 for Jennifer Pettigo. We've got the 40th birthday today. The Big 4-0. Hard to believe, it's Brad Bull's 40th birthday today. We also have Grant Bowen, Becky Honeycutt, William Browning, Bobby Carson. Stan Harlow celebrates today. It is Charles Howard. Charles, your friends out at TJ Sampson. wanted to call up and wish Charles a happy birthday. He's a fellow that's always a happy guy, and I know he's going to be happy on his birthday today for sure. It's Beverly Hammond's birthday. Virgil Field celebrates. Matthew Wilkinson, Amy, and Zoe called up Matthew to wish you a happy birthday. We've got a 21st birthday here for Isaac Jones. Happy 21st, Isaac. We've got a father-daughter tag team celebrating here today, too. It is Rex Rush. Rex has a birthday, and Rex's daughter, Kennedy Rush, is turning 16 today. What about that? We also have a belated birthday from yesterday. Michael Bennett celebrated. Today, on the anniversary side of things, it's the 60th wedding anniversary, my goodness, for Bobby and Jan Gross. It's the 44th for Chuck and Debbie Turner, and it's a big anniversary for Gerald and Donnie Kidd. How about that? 651-9149, 800-956-1023, and online, here we are at WCLUradio.com. And today we need to remind you it is Jennifer Pettigo Day on the radio. Jennifer Pettigo is 50 today. She's good as gold every day, but today we're reminding her of that as we pat her on the back and let her know so from our friends here at WCLU and a little taste of Texas. 45 degrees. Good morning live from WCLU.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Call State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow at 270-651-3608.
If we're truly devoted to something or someone, we'll be willing to make sacrifices. If you want to know what you really love, all you have to do is investigate and notice where you're giving your time, your energy, your money, and your dreams. You'll begin to succeed in this life when you begin to realize that your goal is worth the sacrifice. What are you holding on to that needs to be sacrificed? What sacrifices do you need to make in order to get closer to God? And still, what sacrifices do you need to make to bring your family closer to God? Jesus Christ said, speaking of us in John 10:15, I lay down my life for the sheep. Christ loved us so much, he sacrificed himself. How much do we love him? Are we willing to sacrifice? This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Thank you, Bart. It's 646 WCLU. Good morning live. Let's see. We've got the holiday gift wrapping fun class today at 1 o'clock at the Marietta Library. It's called Wrap and Yap, and should probably be a lot of both. Today at 1 o'clock, you can you bring your unwrapped gifts and wrap while listening to holiday music, treats, and good company. How about that? Saturday, it's Parents' Day Out at Grace Union Baptist Church from 10 until 2. The cost, which includes lunch, snack, crafts, and activities, is only $10 per child, and ages are preschool through the 5th grade. Call 270-505-2584. Highland Hills Church has food pantry every Saturday from 9 until 11 o'clock. If you're in need of food, you can come. The church is located on Broadway in Glasgow. They do a very, very nice job with that indeed. So there we go on the way of activities, except for all the activities that have happened over the last century. 100 years worth of stuff, as we say. It's the archive. Sam Terry is going to join me live, and we're going to share history as we remember it fondly here on WCLU, brought to you by Joseph A. Wade, Industrial Hardware Services.
Dozers, tractors, cranes, loaders, and dump trailers are what I use to get the job done, and they better work when I need them to. That's why I see the professionals at Joseph A. Wade Incorporated in Glasgow. Winter is when I have them check all the cylinders and hoses I use. Big cylinders, like hydraulic ones. If they need repair, I know I can trust Joseph A. Wade Incorporated to do the job right. They have the brains and the equipment to tear down, rebuild, and test all types of hydraulic and air cylinders. 8-inch bore to 14 feet long, single, double, even 5-stage. They can do whatever cylinder repair or rebuild I have, so I'm ready to go go every spring. And custom hydraulic hoses, bolts and nuts, drill bits, valves, tools, and whatever else me and other contractors, farmers, manufacturing companies, and businesses need to keep our operations running smoothly every year. See them now. Winter won't last forever. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, located in the curve of Industrial Drive in Glasgow.
All right. Good morning, Sam Terry. How are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you today, Henry?
Are you in the I'm good, very good. Are you in the holiday cheer of things with all this stuff going on around here, the way of Christmas events and activities?
Well, it ought to be.
Yeah, it's a whole big bunch going on for sure. It's got a good feel to it, I think.
It does.
And I think we need to get on here and talk about 100 years worth of really interesting things here in the archives. This was actually in the Glasgow Times. It was obviously an advertisement for come and have a Christmas dinner at a place called the Rainbow Inn, Sam. The Rainbow Inn here in the ad is described as an eating place deluxe. Mrs. C.V. Tucker, proprietress, will offer Christmas dinner from noon until 2 o'clock on Christmas Day. Listen to this feast. Oyster cocktail, cream tomato soup, celery, queen olives, fried oysters, roast young duck with sage dressing, snowflake potatoes, stringless beans, macaroni, corn sticks, biscuits, fruit salad, custard fruit cake, coffee, tea, milk, and hot chocolate. Get that whole meal, Sam Terry. 75 cents 100 years ago.
Wow.
Is that a bargain?
It certainly is.
And if that's if that light menu there doesn't fill you up, come back at 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock on Christmas evening, they're going to have a half grapefruit, oyster soup, celery, queen olives, roast young turkey with oyster dressing, cranberry sauce, grated potatoes, green peas with cream, asparagus on toast, baked sweet potatoes, hot dinner rolls, beaten biscuits, chicken salad, hot mince pie, ice cream, angel food and fruit cakes, coffee, and demitasse. Reserve your table early. Did I say that French word right there?
I think you did just fine.
Demitasse. All right, I don't know what it is, but I can't remember enough French to tell you what those words really are. But nonetheless, on Christmas evening, I'm going to try it. Now, what about this? The Rainbow Inn. Where is that deluxe eating place, Sam?
Well, in 1922, the Rainbow Inn is what we know as Hall Place.
Okay. Well, there's been some good meals come out of there for sure.
Yes, for well over 100 years.
That's right. But nonetheless, that was, my goodness, that was a busy kitchen back there in 1922 to crank out that kind of a meal twice on Christmas Day. Festive is the word for sure.
Let them do the cooking.
That's right. You just enjoy. All right, let's look here in 1932. What do we have in the archives? Well, today we got news about New Farmers Bank opening up on Monday following the notification that the charter for the New Farmers National Bank has been issued and mailed Saturday. The bank opened Monday for business under the new charter, and the deposits have increased daily since the opening. This is indeed gratifying news to the people of Glasgow and surrounding territory that this bank serves. Fighting against what would seem hopeless odds for many months, the promoters have accomplished what seemed an almost impossible task. The fact that they accomplished this will be a lasting tribute to the men responsible. 1932, coming off of this, the bank closings and the Depression and all this sort of stuff, sounds to me like some persistence from some smart financiers finally got the New Farmers Bank back open, Sam.
Certainly was, and this was when it became the New Farmers. Previously, it was just the Farmers State Bank. And so in that new charter, it was differentiated by calling it the New Farmers Bank, and it also had become a national bank in 1932.
Gave everybody a good feeling, didn't it?
Certainly.
1942, let's talk about some more good news here. The local pants factory payroll was the subject of this news story in the Glasgow Times here in 1942. The local pants factory has been in operation 14 years. During the first 9 years, it was owned by the Washington Manufacturing Company and operated by them as a branch factory. During the last 5 years, the plant has been known as the Kentucky Pants Company, a local concern, on a cut, make, and trim contract with Washington Manufacturing. The payroll average is now over $1,000 per day. And on this basis, we figure the plant has paid out about $4 million in payroll during the 14 years it has been in operation. Production has been about 16 million pairs of pants at an average price of $1.50 per pair. Total value of the company's product over the entire period on this basis is about $24 million. That's some big numbers any year, much less 1942, Sam, for sure.
That certainly was. Glasgow Pants Factory meant so much to this community.
Indeed, it did, and you know, a lot of families were fed based on the earnings made down there, and it just was a you know, everybody was sort of behind the efforts, and it did well for a long, long time. 1952, 4 Barron County soldiers serving with the 623rd Field Artillery Battalion in Korea have received honors at a ceremony conducted overseas. Sergeant First Class Rollin R. Shaw won the Bronze Star, while commendation ribbons were awarded to First Lieutenant John L. Delk, Corporal Paul H. Hibbett, and Corporal Leroy R. Dickerson. It's nice to know that these soldiers were honored, so much so because it was done, you know, overseas as a part of their tours of duty in 1952. 1962, the news is the annual Christmas party for the staff of T.J. Sampson Community Hospital was held last week in the conference room of the new wing. Approximately 150 employees attended the affair, and after a reading of Scripture by Reverend Paul C. Duncan, Santa Claus presented gifts. The staff of the hospital presented Mr. William Kimball, the hospital administrator, with a pool table for his recreation room. That's a big gift, isn't it? I wonder how they wrapped that up.
Yes, it would be.
Pretty big deal. Yeah.
So they still give out
Yeah.
pool tables for Christmas gifts from the staff. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild there for sure, but I guess that's what he said he wanted. The staff said, sure, we'll take care of that for you. But he had to be wowed for sure in 1962 with the hospital administrator getting a pool table from the staff for Christmas. Let's look at 1972. This is in the Glasgow Times. We've got news here about, let's see, the new Barron County Women's Democrat president is Dorothy Alexander. Imogene Ryhurd is the first vice president, Maury Foster is the second vice president, and June Jackson is the third vice president. Ms. Roberta Sanders was the treasurer, Deanna Parker the secretary, and Laura McCoy the parliamentarian. Those are some fine ladies who certainly have made a difference in the history of this community over the years, haven't they, Sam?
They certainly have. That's an all-star team.
It really is. That's, you know, and boy, I wonder if any of them have memoirs from their years serving on the Barron County Democratic Women's Committee, for sure.
I bet they do.
This day in 1982, in the news, we have Wake Up Santa Claus going to be presented at the Austin Tracy School. Laura, now wait a minute, I think I read this. Did I not use this the other day?
I believe that may be on the wrong day.
Yeah, it could very well be, because I know these people that I'm reading the names of. Let me just come down here and talk about here in the archives, the 6-month-old Taryn Botts was shown in the newspaper visiting with Santa Claus at Barron River Rod and Gun Club's Christmas dinner. That's what we're focusing on here for today. How about that? Little Miss Taryn Botts. She was only 6 months old, but boy, was she glad to see Santa down at the Barron River Rod and Gun Club's Christmas dinner here in 1982, for sure. All right, 1992, we've got the news in the archives today about the... let's see, this, I want to make sure I've got the right one here. The Barron County Farm Bureau recognized for outstanding membership and program achievements during the recent 73rd Annual Kentucky Farm Bureau Convention in Louisville. Farm Bureau is well respected around here and has been a part of our community for a long time. And they were showing good at the statewide convention, it looks like. This day in 2002, We have, let's see, anniversaries for, this is number 40 for Mr. and Ms. Carter. I'm sorry?
I believe we've gotten those.
Okay.
Get
all
down 2 more.
Okay, we're going to go down here. We talked about Ed Hatchett or Eddie Hatchett, but now we're talking about the superintendent of Barron County Schools. Jerry Ralston attained his doctorate of education from the University of Kentucky. That was in the news this day in the Barron County Progress in 2002. We sort of, he was an excellent superintendent. And it's easy to call him Dr. Ralston. He's a smart fella, and he's a good guy to have on your side for sure. That was a nice, he reached another goal in his educational career with his doctorate here in 2002, Sam Terry.
A wonderful accomplishment.
All right, so let's see. We are moving up here. I think we are ready for the high school class of 1962. Is that correct?
The next one after that.
Okay, all right. About 150 years ago, the Christmas Eve mishap?
Yes.
There is a feature story by a guy named Sam Terry 10 years ago in the Barron County Progress about the Christmas Eve mishap that occurred on Glasgow's Public Square. Featured in a story by Sam Terry. Now, how much of that story do you want to reveal to us at this sitting?
We might hold off and review that a little more next week.
Okay, all right, but it is
part
Christmas.
of our local history, and it's a Christmas related story. But hard to imagine it's been 160 years.
Wow. Well, I'm going to hold you to that because it's not often that we get the guy who wrote the story to tell the story. But we're going to take advantage of having that ability next week. Okay. We'll that Christmas Eve mishap. We'll be anxious to hear your spin on it. Okay, Sam?
Will do.
I think that as I'm looking at it, we've got, even though we sort of had to rearrange a few things there, but we got it back in order now, and we'll reconvene tomorrow and continue to tell the story of life in the Barrens over the last 100 years. It's called The Archives. Thank you for being with us today, Sam.
It's always a pleasure, Henry.
And the archives are brought to you today by Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services. It is 44 degrees.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by South Central Bank.
You've invested a lot of time and energy working for your money. Now it's time for your money to work for you. South Central Bank is announcing a 21-month and a 9-month CD special with an annual percentage yield of 4.25%. 21 and 9-month CD special paying 4.25% APY at South Central Bank. You choose the term that works best for you. $500 minimum balance to obtain the APY. Come into any South Central Bank office today and put your money to work. You rate better at South Central Bank. Member FDIC.
In the WCLU Forecast Center today, first things first, we're waking up with 44 degrees. The forecast says it's going to be cloudy and then gradually becoming sunny, and a high of 47 degrees. Tonight, a chance of sprinkles, partly cloudy and a low of 31. Friday, a chance of sprinkles early, mostly sunny, a high of 42. The winds could gust as high as 24 miles an hour. Friday night, partly cloudy, a low of 26, and Saturday, sunny, and a high of 38 degrees. Quiet on the radar screen, it appears this morning. Barometer is at 29.72, 96% humidity. South winds at 8 miles an hour. The bucket has 1 inch and 4/100 in it, 1.04. 7:02 and 44 WCLU. Weather brought to you by your friends at South Central Bank.
Andersen Windows and Doors with Stormwatch protection are designed to meet building codes for coastal locations from Maine to Miami, Gainesville to Galveston, and they're on guard even when no one is home. Andersen Windows and Doors with Stormwatch protection. The uglier the weather gets. the more beautiful they become.
See the full line of Anderson Windows and Doors at Glasgow Building Supply, 31E Bypass in Glasgow. Anderson Windows. Come home to Anderson.
Coming up, distribution for the Toys for Tots in Hart County at Caverna High School's gym is Saturday morning from 10 until noon. Parent or guardian must bring a photo ID or Social Security card for each child. Call this number for info this morning. 773-4149. Let's enjoy the music of the Chancel Choir of the Glasgow First United Methodist Church presenting Come and Behold Him Sunday during the 1045 worship service. Glasgow Baptist Church Worship Ministry is presenting a Christmas musical entitled A Thrill of Hope. That's going to be Sunday evening at 5 p.m. at Glasgow Baptist Church. Lots of opportunities. Be sure and stay with us and check the opportunities and the availability and enjoy.
Little Caesars presents delicious duos like bacon and eggs, spaghetti and meatballs, and of course peanut butter and jelly. Now, Little Caesars brings you a large, hot and ready slices and sticks. A delicious duo featuring 4 slices of pepperoni pizza, together with 8 tasty slices of Italian cheese sticks, plus crazy sauce for only $6. Little Caesars hot and ready slices and sticks is just $6. Available every day when you walk in between 4 and 8 at Little Caesars.
Pizza. At participating locations plus tax. Prices may vary.
Here we go with trivia today. That's right. You hear that Little Caesars commercial. It makes you hungry for a pizza. Well, you can get a pizza for just showing your smarts here. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Everybody's calling with the answer. I better ask the question so we can kind of get on the same page right here. Where is St. Nicholas thought to be from historically? St. Nicholas, the original St. Nick, is thought to be from where? 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Hello, trivia.
Norway.
No, it's not right. Trivia.
Turkey.
That's it. Who's this speaking?
Jackie Humphrey.
Jackie Humphrey, how you doing today?
Jackson.
Oh, Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Humphrey. Well, you were pretty sure of yourself there, and you jumped all over that. What do you know about St. Nicholas, home country of Turkey?
I just said the other day while reading something about Christmas.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a big deal right there. Now, I don't think that Turkey was actually called Turkey then. It was called something else. I didn't look that up, but it's just for the purpose of relating it to today. St. Nicholas was originally from where Turkey is today. So, Jackson, that's what you get for reading interesting things and holding them in your mind right there, sir.
Yep.
It's got you a pizza coming your way. If you'll hold on, I'll get the address of where to send the coupon, and we appreciate you chiming in here on trivia today, sir, okay?
All right.
Okay, wait right there. I'll be with you. It's Jackson Humphrey. It is true. St. Nicholas, the original St. Nicholas, is from Turkey. Now you know. We'll play tomorrow. Let's see. We will. Yes, tomorrow's Friday. We will play tomorrow. Come back and join us here on WCLU. Good Morning Live.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Good morning from Forever Communications. WCLU Glasgow, W276VO Glasgow, WLLI Muffordville, WLYE Glasgow, W253BN Glasgow. Good morning live.
CBS News Brief. Homes and lives torn apart by deadly tornadoes in the South. CBS's Serena Marshall has details on Louisiana.
Multiple tornadoes were reported across the state, including in the New Orleans area. The storms were part of a monster winter system that's been causing chaos from the south to the north, where blizzard conditions have shut down major highways.
Freezing rain and snow expected from mid-Atlantic states up through New England. Advocates say there's a humanitarian crisis brewing at the southern border. Ruben Garcia has had to turn people away at Annunciation House, serving migrants in El Paso for decades.
People are going to ask you, where can I go? Where do I go? I don't have a place for you.
A pre-trial hearing for the man accused of attacking House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband, CBS's Jared Hill.
A police officer showed the hammer that was allegedly used to break into the Pelosi residence on October 28th and demonstrated how the suspect struck Paul Pelosi's head.
CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Injuries and illnesses that require immediate attention can happen anytime, any day of the week. That's why TJ Urgent Care is open daily, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Their team of doctors and nurse practitioners are highly trained in caring for your family's urgent health care needs. With on-site lab, radiology, and pharmacy, TJ Urgent Care provides the ultimate convenience. No appointment is needed, and TJ Urgent Care is open 7 days a week. TJ Urgent Care, located at the TJ Health Pavilion in Glasgow. TJ Urgent Care, total local care.
The share it with a friend deal, even if that friend is yourself. Your McDonald's, your rules.
Who says the perfect friendship doesn't exist? Get 20-piece Chicken McNuggets and a basket of fries for only $8.99. Share it with a friend or many friends. Only at McDonald's. For a limited time, prices and participation may vary. Single item at regular price. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Well, good day. It's Thursday, December 15th. 44 degrees is your temperature, 7:10 now here in Glasgow, Kentucky. Great to be with you today. I'm Brendan Crane, and you're listening to WCLU Local News. Weather forecast today looks pretty good across much of south central Kentucky. Mostly cloudy skies and some sun peeping through at some point with a high of 48 degrees. Get this, partly cloudy tonight, but by Friday, mostly sunny skies again with a high of 44 degrees. That's good news. Yesterday, all of that rain that we had moving through the area and over the last several days, in fact. Next week, going to be quite chilly here across much of the region, and we could potentially even see some snow. In fact, Saturday's forecast, some rain and mixing with flurries in the afternoon possible. Mostly sunny with a high near 39 degrees for your weekend. In news this hour, a new survey shows many young people are worried about losing access to birth control. More from our Danielle Smith.
The nonprofit Power to Decide survey finds about 7 in 10 young adults think the U.S. Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe versus Wade, which protected the right to an abortion, will also limit access to birth control. Federal lawmakers have stepped in with the Right to Contraception Act, which passed in the U.S. House but stalled in the Senate. Tara Mancini with the group Power to Decide says the fate of the bill rests in part with people demanding some action on it.
If they're interested, they could also ask their senators to bring this to the floor and pass this bill, which I'm sure the president will sign if it comes to his desk.
In 2018, Tennessee approved the Comprehensive Contraception Act to provide insurance coverage for birth control drugs, devices, and products approved by the FDA. Mancini adds more funding for the Title X program could help so more clinics can offer family planning and STI testing services.
Kentucky State Police say they responded to a two-vehicle fatal crash in LaRue County Monday afternoon. They've now released a few more details about that crash. Apparently, that happened around 4:58 in the afternoon. They received a call there from the LaRue County Dispatch requesting assistance in investigating a two-vehicle crash. It happened near the intersection of Greensburg Road and Malcolm Drive. A preliminary investigation revealed that a 1995 Ford Escort was being driven by 41-year-old Charles Perkins of Buffalo. He was traveling north along Greensburg Road when he attempted to pass several cars in the southbound lane. Police say a 2022 Hyundai being operated by 31-year-old Brittany Shelton of Magnolia turned right off of Malcolm Drive onto Greensburg Road and into the path of Perkins' Escort, causing a head-on collision. Perkins was pronounced dead at the scene by the LaRue County Coroner's Office. Shelton was treated at the scene by the LaRue County EMS for minor injuries. The affected portion of that roadway there of Greensburg Road, it was closed for several hours in order to allow troopers to reconstruct the collision. Well, yesterday, the Glasgow City Council met in a special called session after they met in a regular session on Monday. Yes, a little bit of a jumble there. But Monday, after that meeting, they decided to table a discussion and eventual vote on a resolution that would authorize the mayor to finalize the agreement, an option to purchase agreement with the Barron County Public Properties Corporation. Now, what is this about? This is dealing with that property purchase along West Main Street here in Glasgow that is going to be dealing with the new Barron County Judicial Center project. If you're up to speed on that, there are 3 portions of property that they need for that to work, and one of those is the City of Glasgow's property. In fact, a great chunk of that is the City of Glasgow's property. Yesterday, that special called meeting was held so that they could get some more clarification on that land survey that was returned. Monday evening, council members held quite a bit of discussion about a survey that they received on their land. Originally, when they were going to sell that, it was under 3 acres. But after that survey was returned Monday evening, they found out that they were now going to be selling about 3.14 acres of their land. Quite a bit of discussion held on that Monday and then yesterday evening as well. The folks there voting eventually to sell that piece of property, and they are going to get that underway. So the Barron County Public Properties Corporation is going to be the person, or rather the entity, that is holding the rights to that property for the Barron County Judicial Center project, and then that's going to go right on along. We did hear from Architects a few weeks ago, if you remember us reporting on that. We do want to get you up to speed on that whole process. We heard from Architects, and that process to build and design is going to begin slowly as we move into 2023. So we'll continue to follow all of that for you, and we'll bring you some up-to-date information about that. 'Tis the season to travel. AAA estimates 112.7 million people will journey 50 miles or more away from home from December 23rd to January 2nd. That's an increase of 3.6 million people over last year and closing in on pre-pandemic numbers. 2022 is expected to be the 3rd busiest year for holiday travel since AAA began tracking in 2000. Now, nearly 102 million Americans, they'll drive to their holiday destinations. Despite roller coaster gas prices this year, this holiday season will see an additional 2 million drivers compared to last year. Travel by car this year, it's on par with 2018 but shy of 2019 when 108 million Americans drove out of town for the holidays. That's the highest year on record. And before we go to break, we do want to touch base with our friends over in Metcalfe County. The Metcalfe County Board of Education met on Tuesday, and we received this recording yesterday afternoon. They did meet in a regular session there, and with that wrap, its Superintendent Josh Hertz.
The Metcalfe County Board of Education met in regular session last night, Tuesday, December the 13th at 6 o'clock. 3 December retirees were honored. Cheryl Perkins, Hope Scholler, and Brenda Moss. The board gave gifts and spoke about the dedication and work that those 3 have given throughout their time at Metcalfe County Schools. In action items, the board approved the upcoming dates for board meetings for January 2023 through June. The next meeting of the Metcalfe County Board of Education will be Monday, January the 9th at 6 o'clock.
All right, thank you for that update, Mr. Hurt. 7:17, it's 44 degrees. Thursday, December 15th. We'll be right back for more news. Stay right there.
Healthcare changes all the time. But at Hatchet Home Medical, we're a consistent friend to help you navigate the road to good health. We are your headquarters for all types of equipment and supplies to let you recuperate at home, and we keep up with all the changes. So let us file the paperwork for insurance reimbursement. Hatchet Home Medical's huge showroom and warehouse on Park Avenue in Glasgow lets us stock what you need, and our trained technicians are courteous and helpful when setting up and instructing you or your caretakers. We feature a 24-hour on-call phone number to help in emergencies. And remember, all healthcare professionals, Hatchet's Home Medical has the area's largest selection of nurses' uniforms and supplies, featuring the best of name brands. Whether you need a wheelchair, walker, hospital bed, or other assistive device, the name to remember is Hatchet Home Medical in the Park Avenue Shopping Center in Glasgow. Phone 651-9551.
You have invested a lot of time and energy working for your money. Now it's time for your money to work for you. South Central Bank is announcing a 21-month and a 9-month CD special with an annual percentage yield of 4.25%. 21 and 9-month CD special paying 4.25% APY at South Central Bank. You choose the term that works best for you. $500 minimum balance to obtain the APY. Come into any South Central Bank office today and put your money to work. You rate better at South Central Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to WCLU News. Brendan Crane here. Thursday, December 15th. It's 44 degrees and 7:19 is the time this morning. Our weather forecast one more time for you today. Mostly cloudy and a high of 48 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 30. Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 44. And getting into next week, we'll give you a sneak peek. A little bit chilly there as we're leading up to the holiday. And it's certainly going to be a chance of snow here and there. Folks are already talking about it, and we'll wait to see what we'll get. A task force created to assess the Kentucky Cabinet for Health and Family Services has recommended moving the state's child support enforcement program from that agency to the Office of the Attorney General. The task force said Wednesday in a statement that the Cabinet doesn't have adequate controls and oversights to ensure unpaid child support is collected. It said there's $1.4 billion in outstanding child support. Other recommendations include separating the offices of the Ombudsman and Inspector General from the Office of the Secretary to ensure independence and simplifying the hiring process as well as the administration of Medicaid programs. The recommendations, they were submitted to the Legislative Research Commission for consideration. And Republican State Senator Damon Thayer says efforts to loosen Kentucky's near-total abortion ban would be a difficult sell in the Senate. Thayer said Wednesday it would be hard to win Senate support for further exceptions to the ban. Thayer serves as Senate Majority Floor Leader. Meanwhile, State Representative Jason Nemes says that the next push to fully legalize medical marijuana should start in the Senate, which is where previous measures died after passing the House. Nemes is joining the House GOP leadership team. They offered a preview of the 2023 legislative session Wednesday in an event organized by the Louisville Forum. And finally today, a Tennessee man who has served 25 years of a 162-year prison term for theft and forgery will be released from prison after a judge and a district attorney found the sentence excessive. The Shelby County District Attorney's Office says Courtney Anderson was convicted and then sentenced by a judge in 2000 to the long prison term after Anderson was found to be a repeat offender. The judge required the sentences to be served one after the other. Anderson filed a motion in April claiming the sentence was excessive. A separate judge and the DA's office, they agreed. Anderson's sentence was reduced to 15 years on Tuesday. Check us out on the web, WCLUradio.com. Submit some news tips there and engage with us. We want to hear from you, and we'll be sure to take in all of the things that you give to us. We love that for our community, and we'll be sure to share that information. Check us out there. Download our app, free and available there on the Apple App Store or the Google Play stores, and be sure to enable those notifications so when we receive those, or rather we send those out, you will receive those. 7:22. Have a great Thursday.
Petco, your neighborhood farm and pet supply center, is opening December 16th. Find high-quality pet and livestock products at great prices plus services like cell wash stations, dog training, vaccination clinics, and trusted experts on pet health and wellness at its brand new location, 141 Beaver Trail South in Glasgow. Join Petco from December 16th through the 18th for in-store games and prizes. The Petco Holiday Fest on Saturday with food trucks, DJ, photos with Santa, gingerbread workshops, holiday scavenger hunt plus giveaways. Petco has everything you need to include your pet in all the festivities this season.
Most people will hesitate before planning a funeral in advance.
The funeral? We'll arrange that when the time comes.
But there's a lot to be said for advance planning. For one thing, you have the peace of mind of knowing that your arrangements have all been made. You can consider the options when your mind is clear, and you'll have the relief of knowing that your loved one will be well cared for. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
This is Cynthia Watson with Monticello Bank. During this holiday season, our hearts are warmed by thoughts of the many good people we've had the opportunity to serve this year. You certainly brightened our year, and we would like to wish you and yours a season filled with good times, good friends, and great memories. It's your support that has allowed us to provide top-notch service for over 125 years. We would like to express our sincerest appreciation for the trust you've placed in us, and we wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Monticello Bank, member FDIC.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's great to be back on the air today with another person from Barron County Schools, and none other than Ms. Cheyenne Fant is joining us here this morning. Good morning, Cheyenne.
Good morning, Brennan.
It's great to be with you today, and I know you have a lot to talk about. We always look forward to hearing from you. There's a lot going on in your role, and let's remind folks, you are the overseer of all of the nutritional services with Barron County Schools, right?
That is absolutely correct. We have fabulous cafeterias and wonderful after-school programs that I work with each and every day.
Very good. And just to clarify, tell us what your official title is with the school system.
I am the Director of Nutrition Services and After-School Programs.
All right. So lots, like you said, lots to be responsible for and a lot of important parts there. I know that you're proud of the staff that works across all of the schools in the Barron County school system, and those folks that work in our cafeterias and such, you know, each day they're providing meals to our students and things like that. But there's also another important part they play in the role each day. Talk a little bit about the nutritional services and the support that they provide to kids.
You know, I would venture to say that we have one of the best staffs in the world. We have nutrition services staff who just take care of kids, and they have a heart for people. I know they come through the lines and get their bellies fed, but they also get their hearts fed with lots of hugs. We have relationships that are being built in the cafeteria. You know, you may be having a bad day in the classroom, but it's always nice to come through that cafeteria line and see a smiling face that's greeting you. A lot of our cafeteria staff have built relationships with students, and they know their needs, whether it's a social or emotional need, or it may be a physical hunger need where they need extra food after school or over the weekends. And our staff really, truly make a difference in the life of each child that they encounter. I can think of so many instances where our staff has gone just out of their way to be kind to a child or reach out to their family during a time of need, or, you know, just that extra gentle nudge or a hug during the day, providing a bright spot to all the students that we serve.
Very good. And two, you mentioned there about the staff just being there for our students in the local school system here. Talk a little bit, too, about they are often the face of the school with different things that you all do throughout the year, like Grandparents' Day, things like that. And then the cafeteria staff, obviously, they are the ones who are welcoming folks into the schools and such.
That is definitely true. You know, a lot of times I think about, you know, when people come to eat, they're coming to share an experience with us. And so we have a motto that we copied from the Ritz-Carlton. We are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. And I think that is very apparent. We've had so many Grandparents' Day celebrations over the past few months, and seeing the people back in our schools, being able to greet them, and for our cafeteria staff, the ladies and gentlemen that we work with, they are the face of the school. They are the face of the fun parts of the day, the socialization that you get to have, the community engagement that you get to feel when you're breaking bread with people. And so I think that role is so vital to the well-being of our staff, and it also is a great outreach to our community to get to be able to come in and sit down and have a hot meal with your family members. Also, we had some great volunteers who came in throughout the community to serve as pseudo grandparents for those who weren't able to be, their grandparents weren't able to be there. Whether through death or just living far away or not able to come because of work. So I think those moments when our cooks have had the opportunity to sit down with a child and spend that lunch period with them and be able to greet them and know their heart is really our biggest job.
Part of that service, too, is going to be extending out this weekend. You mentioned a little bit before we came on the air about food delivery that you all are going to be doing. I know to many folks in the community that might need a little extra something this holiday season. Talk about that food delivery that's coming up.
Absolutely. Our Barron County High School biomedical students started this tradition several years ago, and BC Reads and Feeds has joined in partnership with them since the beginning of that. And the students were challenged really to come up with a project that would allow students to get some real-world experience with helping, volunteering for programs. And so they have collected food and feeding over 50 families this weekend. On Saturday, the boxes will be delivered with a ham, also everything that you need to get through the holiday season for a Christmas meal, and also some extra items, canned soups and things like that students have brought in across the district, and those boxes have been packed by students, and everything's been sorted and laid out by them, and they will also be delivering a hot meal, a spaghetti bake that is made by our nutrition services staff, and they are going to be delivering those along with those boxes of meals. So it's a great collaboration. We have families that are served across the district, and there are elementary schools doing things very similar to this as well, but this is our largest one, and we are very proud of those biomedical students and the partnership that they've created with us, with BC Reads and Feeds, and the service that they provide for these families who are in need.
Absolutely. Sounds like a great event, and I'm glad that you all are doing that. We've been talking a lot about service and serving and all those sort of things, and while that all is so much of what we want to do each day, I suppose. The other part of that, obviously, with you all providing meals to students and staff and those at the schools each day, is you want to be sure you're giving them something good to eat each day. Talk a little bit about something new that you all have at your Trojan Trail campus. You mentioned a little bit about maybe new pizza option.
Yes, if your student hasn't tried them, then they are missing out. We have a new brand of pizza, and it is freshly baked. The dough comes in, and we process the dough and allow it to rise overnight, so it's getting that real fresh pizza taste. We then build the pizzas ourselves and run them through an oven, so they are made right in our cafeteria. They have a honey wheat crust that is so savory, and also a little hint of sweet that adds to the flavor palette of that pizza. And it's called Smart Mouth Pizza. You can't get them anywhere else except in a cafeteria. So we are blessed to be able to have a partnership with Smart Mouth Pizza, so that we're able to provide these little personal pan pizzas, are basically what it is, and the students can get them during every lunch period if they're at the high school, middle school, or Trojan Academy. And they have been an overwhelming success. We are going to try out some new flavors as time goes by. We've started, of course, with just your traditional pepperoni and cheese options for students, but we'll be venturing out and trying to do some chicken bacon ranch pizzas and things like that after the new year. And along with that, we've seen such an increase in students eating those pizzas that we're having to do a few menu changes. So we've had about 12 options going on at the high school, middle school, and Trojan Academy, and we're going to try to streamline that a little bit so students will notice some menu changes. But none of the favorites have been taken away. For good. We're just kind of rearranging the menu, and so that we can be more effective in serving kids with the food that they want. And our goal is really to provide a nutritious and appealing meal. We can make things all day long, but if students aren't eating it, we're not fulfilling our promise to kids to feed their minds and feed their bellies. So this Smart Mouth Pizza has been a crowd favorite, definitely.
Well, good. That's what I was going to ask if you didn't mention. I was wondering about the reception of it. So it sounds like a good deal. And then the last thing, too, I know that you have so many things that you could talk about in your realm alone at Barron County Schools. But, two, you all have recently received some recognition, and we certainly want to acknowledge that. Talk a little bit about that recognition.
Absolutely. We have been blessed with our district-wide wellness committees and our school-wide wellness committees that have worked really hard over the last 9 years to be a part of the Alliance for a Healthier Generation. And in last semester, we recognized 8 schools on a national level for being one of America's healthiest schools. So there were eight of the schools in Barron County out of 24 in the state of Kentucky, and out of only around 400 across the nation were given this honor. So we have worked really hard over the past several years to meet the needs. Of course, we're talking about physical needs, exercise and activities that we're able to offer, the types of food that we eat and serve in our schools, but also it goes beyond that to our staff wellness programs and our student wellness programs, being able to provide services to students for, health services, having nurses and medical aid in all of our schools has been a great effort that we have done, and then also, meeting the social and emotional needs of the students that we have and our staff, and tobacco-free campus, and making sure that we're educating families on the dangers of vaping and drugs and those types of things. So it's a culmination of efforts made by many hands across the district who helped us get this national recognition, and we're hoping that that just continues to grow and grow, and we can recognize even more schools next year.
Very good. Well, we've heard over the last several weeks about so many good things going on here locally with the Barron County school system, and certainly in the realm that you deal with each day, there's no exception there. So we appreciate you joining us this morning, and we've covered a lot of ground this morning. Is there anything that we've missed?
No, I just hope everybody has a great Christmas, and looking forward to tomorrow being our last day with students. So we've got a great Christmas meal coming up, so I hope they eat up and have an enjoyable holiday break.
All right. Well, sounds good. Again, we've been speaking with Cheyenne Fant of Barron County Schools this morning here on WCLU. You have a good day.
You too. Thanks, Brendan.
Thanks.
This is Terry Pennell, Chairman, President, and CEO of the People's Bank. Have you heard about the great rates going on now at the People's Bank? Open a 3-month CD and earn 4.0 annual percentage yield, a 6-month CD and earn 4.50 annual percentage yield, or a 12-month CD and earn 4.65 annual percentage yield. Choose a great rate and make it count. Stop by the People's Bank, 1300 West Main Street, Glasgow, to open your new CD today. The People's Bank, working for you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Limited time offer. The minimum balance required to open and obtain the stated APY is $1,000. New money only. The rate is fixed for the term of the certificate. For other terms and conditions, please refer to the account disclosures available at account opening and upon request.
Let's turn to local sports. High school basketball tonight. Glasgow's girls and boys travel to Adair County High School with the girls' game beginning at 6 o'clock. Join us for the broadcast with the pregame coverage at 5:50 on WCLU 103.1 and 1490, Willie 94.1 and 102.3, online at WCLUradio.com or on the WCLU app. Those attending the game in Columbia will be able to listen to the game inside of the gym on WCLU Sports Plus at 97.3. And that's a check of local sports.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
At T-Mobile, we believe people deserve more without paying more. For a limited time, get 4 iPhone 14s with their amazing cameras on us and 4 lines for $25 a line.
Wow, it's like expecting a Christmas caroler.
Deck the hall with boughs of holly.
But getting a whole choir.
Deck the hall with boughs of holly.
With an epic horn section, too.
It's the season to be jolly.
It's so cool. I'm capturing it all with the amazing camera on my new iPhone 14.
Plus, T-Mobile has Price Lock Guarantee. Unlike the other big guys, we guarantee we won't raise the price of your rate plan for talk, text, or data. So what are you waiting for? Switch to T-Mobile and for a limited time, get 4 iPhone 14s on us with eligible trade-ins and 4 lines for $25 a line. Get used to getting even more from T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits and autopay plus taxes and fees for well-qualified customers with 4-line minimum. If you cancel service before 24 credits, credit stop and balance on required finance agreement for all devices is due. Price lock for rate plan price of current on-network service for eligible lines. Excludes taxes, fees, promos, and third-party services. See T-Mobile.com for details.
Good morning live on WCLU and on the Big Willie, and we got some big birthdays to share with you today. How about a father-daughter tag team? Yep, we got Rex Rush. Let me say that name again. Rex Rush and his daughter Kennedy Rush, who she is 16 today. I don't know how old Rex is, but Kennedy is sweet 16 today. Isaac Jones, Isaac is turning 21. How about Matthew Wilkinson's birthday? Amy and Zoe called up to wish Matthew a happy birthday today. David Lee Smith is 50 today. Virgil Fields, Beverly Hammonds, Brad Bull. Brad is 40 today. Charles Howard, all you friends out at TJ Sampson said, we got to wish Charlie Howard a happy birthday today. We're glad to do that for sure. Stan Harlow, Bobby Carson, William Browning. We sounded the 50 gong last hour for Jennifer Pettigo. It's Becky Honeycutt's birthday. Grant Bowen with a birthday today, too. Belated from yesterday, we missed Michael Bennett's birthday yesterday. We have some anniversaries to score today, like Bobby and Jan Gross. Can you believe the Grosses have been married 60 years today? It's true. Chuck and Debbie Turner have been married 44 years, and Gerald and Donnie Kidd with a wedding anniversary, 651-9149-800-956-1023. And online here, WCLUradio.com. It is by special request Jennifer Pettigo Day here on the radio. If you happen to see Jennifer Pettigo around today, what you need to do is to pat her on the back and remind her she's good as gold, and encourage her because she's having her big 50th birthday today from her friends here at WCLU and a little taste of Texas, where they make every celebration a wee bit more special because it's done the Texas way.
Anderson Windows and Doors with Stormwatch protection are designed to meet building codes for coastal locations from Maine to Miami, Gainesville to Galveston. And they're on guard even when no one is home. Anderson Windows and Doors with Stormwatch protection. The uglier the weather gets, the more beautiful they become.
See the full line of Anderson Windows and Doors at Glasgow Building Supply, 31E Bypass in Glasgow. Anderson Windows. Come home to Anderson.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Good morning live, WCLU and the Big Willie 741. Let me tell you about another wedding anniversary. My goodness, I was really bragging on the Grosses with their 60th anniversary. Well, we got to throw in here that Glenn and Ruby McPeak have their 62nd wedding anniversary today, number 62 for the McPeaks. Let me add Roy Pace to the birthday side of the ledger today as well. Just a lot of nice folks there. We are going to take the little journey up West Main Street to the 621 address of Hurt Auto Sales. Bobby Lee Hurt is with us. I got to tell you, Bobby, you've got a tough chore today because earlier in the hour we had your daughter on, Ms. Cheyenne Fant, talking about some of the wonderful activities she's involved in. So you've got competition on this hour.
Tough act to follow.
I tell you, she's a sharp gal, and you got to be proud of that. You already know that. But anyway, I'm glad to have you on here today, Pops.
That's right. Hey, whatever it takes, right?
That's right.
That's good.
But you're doing your job up there of making sure that people have quality transportation to choose from. You know, certainly it's anything but take what you can get at Hurt Auto Sales, because Bobby Lee has a really great way of bringing in a nice little, it's a buffet of vehicles up there you can choose from. Come on up and see what's on the menu at Hurt Auto Sales. Tell us about it, Chef Bobby.
That's right, Henry. We just got in a 2010 Infiniti Q56.
Q56, yeah.
That's right. I haven't had one of those in a while.
I never heard of it.
It's a larger SUV, third row seat, all-wheel drive, has a DVD player, leather, loaded up, only $10,900.
Well, that's not much of a price for such a much to be talked about vehicle.
That's right, a luxurious vehicle. Okay.
Yeah.
Got a 2013 Ford Edge. Just traded for this one yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Front wheel drive, only $5,900.
You know, that's a great price. Those Ford Edges are nice. You've sold several of those, and certainly people really zero in on those because they are nice vehicles.
Good, dependable vehicles for sure.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Got an 06 Buick Lucerne, 4-door sedan, 6-cylinder, local trade as well. And we've got it priced to go for just $43.50. Okay.
Man, you are going down. You got I don't know. You got the ho going up there, Hurt.
That's right. Hey, whatever it takes, and we're in the spirit, Henry.
That sounds like it. Mm-hmm. So you and I know your shoppers are in the spirit too. People, they use the holidays to kind of get their act together, I guess, and that includes in making sure they get their vehicle situation straightened out. And Bobby Lee makes that one easier than Christmas shopping for sure.
That's right. Come on up. We've got lots more to look at, and we'll be happy to help you do your holiday shopping.
That's right. Well, and if you're driving on I-65, say, where is that? That's like a nice guy I'd like to trade cars with. Well, type it into your GPS at 621 West Main Street, Glasgow, Kentucky. And as we like to say, you'll get close, and the beauty of the glistening finish on all these vehicles, because Bobby Lee doesn't put a dirty one on the lot. They really glisten when you go up there and look at them at 621 West Main Street. He'd like to show you one today, sir. And I know that you're looking forward to, and you did. Cheyenne will be proud that you did a good job. You didn't outdo her, but you did a good job.
Hey, I'm not going to try to outdo her, that's for sure.
I got it. And, of course, but Cheyenne doesn't have a motto that I know of, but you do, and that is...
No pain when you trade with her.
Have a good day, Bobby Lee. See ya.
Hey, thank you, Henry.
Thank you.
Good morning, friends. James chapter 3, verses 1 through 12. We're cautioned to control our tongue, lest it stir up discord and destruction. How many children have been wounded deeply by the words of an angry parent? How many marriages are fractured because the routine conflicts of life explode into relationship battlefields, as one or both partners use words to hurt, abuse, or accuse, rather than to calmly communicate? James is teaching Christians that how we talk to each other matters, and that controlled words are among Satan's favorite tools. We are to submit our speech to the guidance and control of the Holy Spirit. Are there any habits and patterns to your speech that need to be confessed and submitted to God? How might someone's life be changed for the better if your speech were to be consistently kind and encouraging? How might your life and mind be changed for the better if your words were words of peace, calm, and encouragement? Perhaps we should strive to watch our words before they start unnecessary conflict and hurt. Our words are like arrows. Once released, they cannot be taken back. This is Danny Wyatt for the Refuge Church of Christ.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
This weather update brought to you by Key 1 Hour Cleaners, Happy Valley Road in Glasgow. You know, whether you're going over the river or through the woods or somewhere in between, you want to be dressed for the holidays. And Key 1 Hour Cleaners is open and running hard out there to make sure that your holiday wardrobe looks fitting of the festive person that you are. So come on out to Key Cleaners today. They have certainly excellent services, been helping families for generations get ready for the holidays, and this year will be no different. They've got some holiday hours we're going to be telling you about so that you make sure and get your clothes cleaned and ready to go and celebrate. From Key Cleaners, cloudy today, but gradually becoming sunny, and 47. Chance of sprinkles tonight, partly cloudy, and a low of 31. Chance of sprinkles early on Friday, and a high of 42. A bit windy on Friday, too. The winds could gust as high as 24 miles an hour. Friday night, partly cloudy, a low of 26. And on Saturday, a sunny day, and a high of 38 degrees. We're at 44 WCLU this morning. How much rain did we have yesterday? Yeah, boy, it was an ugly, gloomy-looking day, wasn't it? And the rain gauge matches up to it. 1 inch and 400. 1.04 yesterday. Weather brought to you by Key Cleaners.
Require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
Putting a spin on it around the world and up your street. It's Tidbit News. James Coates is there in the Big Willie studio over there.
What's up, Henry?
Getting ready for the big trader. Nothing's up. It's just a busy day around here. We like busy days, you know. There is no time to be bored.
That's for sure.
And then up in the newsroom is the anything but boring Mr. Brennan Crane, who has been very busy up there as well.
Yeah, try not to be boring, but I know sometimes I can be.
Well, you know, it shouldn't be a goal to be or not to be. Just be you.
Just let it be.
I try to explain to people, the challenge of news is trying to make something boring not boring.
Right. That's right. It's just put a spin on it, as they say.
That's right.
All right, let's see. First thing we got to do is we've got to get over here. We've got to get James give us this Opry clue.
Oh,
and, we got to hear from. Just go ahead and hit the intro, and we'll do it.
Okay, we gave you the first clue yesterday. Excuse me, and it was kind of a generic, but a little bit more information than they usually give. Okay, so here we go. Opry clue number 2 on this Thursday.
Opry clue number 2.
I wish we could get that program director there, Mr. Kirkpatrick, to do his own version of "You're a Mean One."
Oh, that would be good,
Mr. Grinch. See how much he sounds like Thurl Ravenscroft.
Okay,
from the Grinch thing. I bet he could do it.
I know he could.
I did not know that's who did that song.
What, Thurl Ravenscroft?
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Was he Tony the Tiger?
He was.
I thought so.
You're great.
Mm-hmm. They're great. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Opry clue number 2. Take a note of this. This artist got his start when the legendary Bill Monroe came to Kentucky for a performance, and the crowd wouldn't let up until this artist was brought on stage to play with him.
Oh, that's less than generic.
That's a good hint there, boy.
Yeah, that is
Man,
for sure.
that's almost too much information.
So there's more information to come tomorrow when you do Opry Clue or Opry Clue number 3.
Number 3.
Tomorrow.
That's
Who
right.
knows?
Yeah.
And we'll see. So everybody be thinking about that. I bet you, James, people love trying to win these vouchers to get you Opry tickets.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see tomorrow.
I mean, you can be in Nashville, what, an hour and a half, and right there off Briley.
You don't really actually go to downtown to get to the Opry House.
It's so nice. Great facility, too. The sound in there. When you're there, it's like you're wearing headphones.
Unreal. When I was in college at the Opry House, they were doing, when they were first, of course, the Opry, I think they moved out there in 74.
Yeah.
I was in college like in 78. Chicago was out there.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you imagine the acoustics in that building with the group Chicago playing out
all those
there?
horns they had.
It was unreal.
My
It was.
goodness, yeah.
They should have done a live album or something.
What a band.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's enough Opry stuff and Tony the Tiger, and I want some cereal now, James.
Oh, boy. Frosted Flakes.
That's right.
I'll tell you something. I did not know that, and the way you were saying it, I thought you were saying his name was Thorough. Like it's thorough.
Thoroughbred.
Thorough.
It's Thurl.
Right, Thurl. It's kind of a strange name.
It
but
is.
Anyway.
No stranger than Ravenscroft.
Well, that's the thing, too.
What about Engelbert Humperdinck?
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Goodness gracious.
Hey, I was going to tell you something a little bit more average. Donald and Pat Edwards are having a 65th anniversary today.
Oh my goodness!
Hey.
And you know what? That is one of the nicest couples you ever want to know. I've been knowing them for as long as I've known anybody.
That's a good way to put it.
That's a long time.
That's right. They are really a very, very nice couple. 65th anniversary. I'm going to write that too. My goodness.
Wow, congratulations.
That's right, indeed.
If you make it 65 days anymore, that's a miracle.
Right. Well, you got to have a goal.
You do.
All right. Okay, let's do a couple of tidbit news stories here. This is really kind of a newsroom tidbit news story. Firefighters did not have to travel far to fight a fire Wednesday afternoon in Richmond, Virginia. Video submitted to CBS News 6 there in Richmond showed fire shooting from the roof of the Richmond Fire Station number 8.
Oh, no.
On Williamsburg Road in eastern Richmond.
I've always wondered about this.
Yeah.
Replacement of the roof at the fire station number 8 began Monday. This has been a scheduled project in the City of Richmond's capital improvement plan, Richmond Fire spokesman said, but construction workers knocked on the door of the fire station number 8 to report the fire. How many people report a fire by knocking on the door?
Yeah, excuse me.
At the fire station. Hey, y'all busy?
What y'all cooking in there?
It was contained to the roof. And it was marked under control at 1:34 p.m. No injuries reported.
That's good news.
Firefighters will be moved to a nearby fire station until the building can be cleared, as the spokesman said. The fire at the fire station was reported at 1 p.m. The flames have been extinguished by 1:30. So hopefully they saved enough of the fire station there. But
yeah,
not too. That's an interesting story there. The fire station caught on fire.
Man.
And the roofers knocked on the door to tell the firemen, hey, y'all's building's on fire.
Man, that's horrible.
Scary.
Yeah, we need our fire stations, that's for sure.
Here's, we were talking about You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
Mm-hmm.
Now listen to this story. This has a mean flow to it. In Florida, several motorists who were speeding through an elementary school zone on the Florida Keys Overseas Highway received an odorous onion as a reminder to slow down from a county sheriff's deputy dressed as the Grinch. His name is Colonel Lou Caputo. He's 37 years old. He's a veteran of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. That's the Monroe County, Florida Sheriff's Office, who conjured up the concept more than 20 years ago. He's back on the street Tuesday. Drivers can travel 5 miles or less above the school's zone speed limit and can choose between traffic citations or an onion presented by the Grinch.
Caputo the Grinch.
Yeah, those speeding beyond that likely received the costly ticket. But apparently this Grinch guy, Colonel Caputo, knows how to go out and find stinky onions.
So you can take the ticket or the onion?
That's right. So here, drive around with this in your car for 30 minutes and see what you think. So you can take the onion or the tickets. Either way, it's a reminder to slow down.
That's right.
It reminds me of this part of the song of You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Here goes.
Is full of gunk, Mr. Grinch. The 3 words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote: stink, stank, stunk.
Shoo-wee. Speaking of that onion,
That's right.
that onion could be all 3.
You know, I think he sounds like Tennessee Ernie Ford.
Well,
or George Beverly Shea.
Well, in any one of those. So those guys with magnificent pipes.
Oh, they do.
Well, I mean, or how about J.D. Sumner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I admire those guys who have those kind of voices because so much they can do with it.
That's true.
I wonder. I've never been around one of them when they first woke up.
Oh, can you imagine?
Around here. There's a lot of coughing going on around here before we actually.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, I don't even know what vocal range I'm in, but I know it's not bass. So.
Call up Thurl Ravenscroft and see how he answers the phone.
Hello.
Probably has a reverb on his cell phone.
Good morning.
Have you ever sat?
Have you ever called up Kirkpatrick early in the morning?
I think I have.
Okay.
Yes. It's like talking to Godzilla.
Yeah, or what is the phrase, what do you want? Sound like in wake up mode.
Talking to a drive-through speaker when it's in the rain or something.
Yeah,
crazy. Have you ever looked over the lyric? There when you're the Grinch song. There,
No,
you're
I haven't.
Mr. Grinch.
I haven't.
The things that it says, I cannot even sometimes fathom it. Like, you're a 3-decker sauerkraut and a toadstool sandwich.
Yeah.
It's like stuff that doesn't even really make.
He must have been drinking a little bit when he wrote that one. Whoever wrote that.
It sounds bad. In other words, it's a bad. The thing is, we're trying to say in every nice way possible something ugly about
every disgusting, stinking thing.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Mr. Grinch.
That's right.
And here at the end, he says after he says you're a 3-decker sauerkraut, he says with arsenic sauce.
Yeah. It's
funny how a song like that is one of the favorites of all time.
All the Grinch can say is, well, thank you.
I guarantee you it'll play here on our Rudolph radio
Yeah,
today.
I'm sure it will. One more quick story here. Company holiday parties are making a comeback, y'all. There's a survey of 252 U.S.-based companies by the hiring firm Challenger Gray and Christmas finds that more than how's that for the name of a hiring firm? Challenger Gray and Christmas finds that more than 57% of the companies are planning an in-person holiday party this year. Still considerably fewer than the 75% that threw parties in 2019. It's a big leap from 26% last year. However, many celebrations are smaller and more intimate as companies try to accommodate workforces that have become increasingly remote and far-flung. Virtual wine pairings and secret Santa exchanges seem to be out. So anyway, if you're having a company Christmas party, you're lucky. And that's all that we have in the way of tidbit news for today. James has the Big Willie Trader coming up, and Brendan has the 8 o'clock morning edition coming up. We're just going to hang out and make it happen, y'all.
As in New York, Hanukkah is days away, Christmas right behind, but you'd never